Hey everyone, this is Ryan from alltechunity.com, and in this video I'll be doing a review on a couple of Galaxy S2 Skyrocket cases. We have 3 here to show you guys and review. They were all manufactured and sent to us from Diztronic. You can check them out at www.diztronic.com. If you don't know about Diztronic, they're formerly called TPU cases. Their website was tpu-cases.com, and since then they've moved to a new brand called Diztronic. You can find their cases all over Amazon. They make cases for a lot of different mobile devices, and they do make cases obviously for the Skyrocket here, which we'll be reviewing. So you can either purchase these cases all on Amazon or their website at www.diztronic.com. Wherever you decide to purchase it, I'll put all the links on where you can in the video description, and also on the review on our site as well. So once again, we have 3 here to showcase. I've been using all of them, or I've used all of them thoroughly, and they're really sort of the same thing all across the spectrum. It really is just the pattern and the design on the case that's really different, and I'll get into that right now. So we have 3. The packaging that they come in is pretty simple, just some plastic wrapping with their site branding on it. So they sent us 3, and the first one we have here is the matte smoke. Now Diztronic makes 2 types, or really 3 types of cases, I guess, for the Skyrocket. They make the matte versions like this one. They also make the high gloss cases, which really is like the same thing. It's just that the texture is, or the coating has a gloss finish, so it's going to be more grippy and sticky like a jelly material, whereas matte is very smooth and just feels really nice. But if you want that, really grippy substance on your phone, I'd go with the high gloss. They also make the third version, which is called the what was it? The Glitter Flex, I believe. And that's really like the high gloss. It just has some glittery patterns on it, which we have here. We don't have any high gloss, just high gloss cases here. But once you see the Glitter Flex, you'll be able to get an idea of what it'll offer. We don't have it here, but the Glitter Flex is like the high gloss. It just has some glitter patterns on it. So once again, this is the smoke matte with the smoky color. I really like this one because you can sort of see through the case, or see through the case, which allows you to see the actual phone when the case is on it. So that's the smoke matte. We'll get into more details on that. Next we have here the Glitter Flex, which is once again like the high gloss. It just has this glitter pattern though, as you guys can see, some sparkly material. It's not really a material, it's just sort of like a look. You can't actually feel anything on it. It's all a gloss finish all around. It's not matte like these ones. So this is really like high gloss. It's really just glitter, a glitter pattern on it. That's the only difference between this and the matte and this and the high gloss. Very similar to the high gloss. It's once again just this pattern and all gloss finish on the outer portion. So that's the Glitter Flex. That comes in black and pink, or is it a smoke and pink? I'm not quite sure. You can visit their website. I think it's a smoke and pink though, because this isn't really a black. So next we have here the matte in a black. So you guys can see, this is the matte black. Once again, really smooth finish, really nice. The high gloss sort of cases feel more jelly-like, more sticky. These just feel really smooth, which I much prefer. But these do give more grip, I guess, because it actually sort of sticks a little. It's not really like sticky where it feels like glue or anything, but you just feel like it feels more grippy, whereas this very smooth. So if you're deciding on whether to purchase the matte or the gloss cases, it really just depends on who you're talking to. I prefer the matte because I just like the smooth feel instead of this glossy, shiny looking reflective material. And that's another difference. The high gloss cases are a bit reflective, like light will reflect off of it, whereas the matte, it really just doesn't show up at all. So we have the 3 cases here. Now let me show you guys how they look in the phone and the details, the full details on the cutouts and the features of the case. Alright, so we're gonna start off with the matte black or the matte smoke. Installation is pretty simple. What you want to do is slide in the top edges first, or the top corners, and then just snap in the bottom corners just like that. This does also work with a screen protector if you have one installed on your Skyrocket. I have the SGP Ultra Clear or Ultra Crystal at the moment, and it works just fine. This is the white at&t Galaxy S2 Skyrocket. Fits really nicely, as you guys can see. So let's go over the cutouts of the case. See, I'm not going to go over the cutouts for every single case because they're the same cutouts. They look the same and they all work the same exact way. And now that I'm talking about the cases in general, all the cases that Diztronic makes for the Skyrocket at the moment have the same shape and form. So the cutouts, the overall design, like the form factor of the case is all the same. It's just really the finish and the design, like the patterns, that's really different. But overall, you're really getting the same case all across, just different colors like that, different colors and styles. So yeah, so the cutouts here, we have one for the charging port, no issues accessing that, and a small micro cutout for the speaker or the microphone. Here we have custom molded cutouts for the volume buttons. They're not really cutouts, they're more like coverings. But one thing I will mention is that you won't get that tactile feel like you do with without having a case on. So you're not going to get that oomph like you're actually pressing something, which may or may not be to your liking. You do have to use a bit more force to actually press the volume buttons, but it really isn't that bad. Honestly, I can deal with it. On the side here, we have a cutout for the power button. No issues accessing that. On the top, we have a cutout here for the headphone jack. It's pretty ample. You shouldn't have any issues plugging in your headphones. And another cutout for the secondary mic. On the back here, we have a very nice cutout for the camera and the LED flash. No issues taking pictures or using the flash. Once again, this is a smoke version, so one thing that's unique about this in comparison to the black matte is that you can actually see through the case, so you can see the Galaxy S2 text and like the whiteness of the phone, or the blackness if you have the black Skyrocket. One thing that's on the matte versions that isn't on the high gloss versions is this Diztronic logo. So that's one thing you may also want to note if that does bother you. Honestly, it really doesn't bother me. I hardly ever notice it's there. And there's also a speaker cutout here, and that's all the cutouts. You also do get, of course, full access to the front of the device, and the case also does feature a lay on the table design as well, so you're going to get a bit of the case coming up here on the edges. So when it's on a surface just like that, it's not actually touching the screen, it's actually touching the edges of the case, which I guess help for those users that are OCD about their phones, thinking they're gonna get scratched at any moment. You will not have to worry about scratching your screen because you will be covered with the lay on the table design. So that's the cutouts and the features of the smoke matte. One thing that I'll also point out is that the cases have a two-tone finish. And what I mean by that is, I'm not sure if you guys can see, it's much better. I think you guys might be able to see. There we go. Alright, so we have here the black matte, and if you guys can see, it's also like this on this one as well, but the case sort of goes up here all the way to the middle, and then it stops, and then it starts having this gloss finish around the rim of the case. I'm not sure why Diztronic decided to do that. Everything else, the majority of the case is matte texture, but this outer frame portion is sort of like a gloss material or a gloss finish. I'm not sure if Diztronic intentionally did that. It isn't really a feature shown on their website, so I don't know. But I mean, it's not really anything bad, just, you know, something else to know again. I really kind of like it. I like that two-tone look. And I guess, you know, when your fingers are on the edge of the phone while in the case, it does sort of, I guess, add some grippiness so you don't drop your phone while holding it. I don't know, but just thought I'd let you guys know about that. And that's once again also found on the smoke matte version. Once again, just something else to note. And now we'll take a look at the, actually, let me show you guys the black version. It's really the same thing as the smoke, so I'm not really going to go into too much detail with this. It's just in black, solid black, with that, once again, two-tone look. And the cutouts are all the same. It's just the difference is you can't see through the case, so you can't see that Galaxy S2 logo and branding, and that's honestly the only difference. If you do have a white Skyrocket though, this black case does sort of give an Oreo scheme of color, which if you're an Oreo fan, I guess, and you have a white Skyrocket, this would be a pretty cool case for you. So that's one thing. If, you know, I guess, like, if you like Oreos, that may be something fun for you to do. Alright, so now let's talk about the high gloss, the glitter flex. Once again, installation is all the same. With this one, I'm not sure if this is the smoke color or not, if this is in a smoke color, but with this one you can actually see through the case as well, and you can see that Galaxy S2 branding, and you have glitter patterns all over the back of the case and the edges as well. So honestly, as a dude, I wouldn't really rock this sort of a case, but hey, if you like glitter and you're a male, you know, props to you, I guess. If you're a female, they also do make this in pink, so I can see more females getting the pink rather than this color. I'm not sure. I don't mean to be sexist, but whatever you decide to do, you know, this is how it looks. Once again, all the same cutouts all on these cases. Yeah, you can see through this one. It's sort of like a smoke tinted color, and it has glitter patterns. So that's the high gloss glitter flex, and I believe the smoke. So let's take these cases off. And so that's my overview and review on all three of these cases. In terms of protection, I didn't mention, but these cases are made out of TPU once again, so when it comes to protection, it's not going to be the most protective case. I mean, it'll offer a decent amount of protection, but the cases themselves are relatively thin. Even though they're TPU, they might not resist to shock as well as some of like the OtterBox stuff where it's heavy duty. There's like 3 layers of protection. With this, it's just a single layer, and the TPU itself is, you know, pretty thin, so you're not going to get the best protection out of these cases. They do look pretty stylish though, and they are only $9.90 each. All of these cases are $9.90, whether you purchase it on Amazon or their site. And for $9.90, obviously you can't get ultimate protection, but for $9.90 it is a stellar deal. I really do like how the cases perform, how they look, and for $9.90 you really don't find cases, good cases for that price point. And I think Diztronic really has a good deal going on here for $9.90 each. These cases are an absolute steal, honestly. You know, they're cheap. They perform well. You're not going to get the best protection. You will get some slight drop shock protection with the TPU material, but you know, I wouldn't, you know, drop this off a building because obviously it's going to break. But yeah, you know, for $9.90, it's a pretty good deal. You're going to get a decent amount of protection, and these cases really do perform outstandingly well. So that's my very long review on these cases. If you guys once again have any questions, leave a comment on the review, whether it be on YouTube or the review on our website. And be sure to check back on our site at www.alltechunity.com for more news and reviews on gadgets and accessories. For now, I'll see you guys next time.